Alrighty guys, hi, it's Amanda. I am back for another video. If you're new here, I have 2 playlists on my channel if you want to check out other content I create. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for being here. So today is going to be a little bit different. It's just going to be me talking and providing my opinion. Not that it means a whole lot, but I find myself really kind of wanting to discuss this and get a conversation going. So if you have any viewpoints similar or opposing of mine, go ahead and leave them down in the comments, because I really want to see where other people sit and feel about this topic. And I'm probably going to be jumping around. I'm not a big YouTuber, I'm sure you can tell, and I don't follow scripts when I do my videos. It's just how I feel and the thoughts that I have. If that kind of content isn't for you, I totally understand. So I really wanted to focus this video on talking about problematic behavior, and as viewers being able to identify it and kind of what these problematic YouTubers do in response. And as I move forward, I want to go ahead and define, when I'm using problematic, I mean any offensive behavior or actions, any derogatory behaviors or actions which result in an issue. So right now in the beauty world and in the drama sphere, there's a lot of talk about Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson, as well as the previous Dramageddons. There's other YouTubers who fall under being problematic: Tana Mojo, Gabby Hanna, the list goes on and on, Trish and Paytas. I mean, I could sit here and list off probably as many as I could think of. There are problematic YouTubers. What I have an issue with these YouTubers is they want to portray to their viewers that once they are called out for poor behavior or anything problematic, that they will most of the time release a statement, release an apology, which if you really study it, it's not an apology, and then go on their merry way and just are making sure they're being limited as far as what they are allowing their viewers to see. And with that, from a viewer standpoint, looking back, and we see this with a lot of the commentary or T channels right now, pulling information that has been readily available online from all of these problematic YouTubers and showing that just in recent years this behavior has been ongoing, but it was overlooked because these YouTubers are doing everything they can around that negative behavior to make it appear positive. And I want to say, like, as a viewer, I'm going to make sure moving forward that I am paying very close attention to who I'm watching and what their social medias are reflecting. Because to be honest, we don't all have every form of social media. Until I started this YouTube channel, I didn't have every form of social media. So I am new to learning how Twitter works and Instagram and all of that. I'm new to it. I don't even know how to link it in my description box to go to my channels, my pages. So I mean, that just goes to show how new I am. But in all of this and starting this channel, I have been able to realize that people, creators, whatever you want to call them, they will portray themselves in different light on different social media platforms. A lot of that is probably because you have more freedom in other spheres of social media than YouTube. YouTube does have terms that you have to abide by to continue getting money. I'm not getting money. I'm not a large enough channel to get any kind of money from it, but that is why I feel these larger YouTubers will reflect themselves on one social media platform and then maybe be more honest or more of themselves on other social medias, because they're not all as strict as YouTube. So if you only have a YouTube, like you're only watching who you enjoy on YouTube, you may not know of all of this other behavior that is being shown on these other social media platforms. And that's not me encouraging viewers to make sure you have every form of social media, but it is just me trying to open a discussion about how you feel with that being out there. Like with how these social media influencers can provide their influence in different ways on different platforms. It's really telling with everything going on right now with especially Shane and Jeffree, that they both have historically and continued to be problematic. And some of the problematic things that have occurred with both of them and them as individuals is really appalling and kind of hard to think that it wasn't talked about sooner. And that kind of leads me into the next things I kind of wanted to discuss, is how some of these creators react to stuff like this. Something will be, they'll continue doing their behavior. It may be overlooked. It may be on a platform that's not readily available to a viewer, and they don't know anything about it, so they just continue to watch somebody they enjoy and find entertaining, which is what YouTube is for. And then other channels, typically the drama or the tea channels, will bring light to, hey, this is going on this platform, call the influencer out to try and hold them accountable, and then the influencer, once they feel they've got enough pressure on them, will address the behavior. However, it may have been brought to their attention at the beginning by a viewer, or a follower of theirs may make a comment, because I'm sure they do, that they don't agree with it, or it's offensive, or whatever that particular action is, to cause an uproar, and either the YouTuber's probably deleting it and ignoring it, or just assuming that they're wrong because they're in their own world. Most of the larger YouTubers have millions of dollars and don't need to do YouTube to continue their lifestyle because they've done it for so long. So I really wanted to kind of point out that there is this behavior with them I've noticed over the years, with being called out, then sending some kind of apology, and sometimes what I find, again, going back to multiple platforms, what I find kind of scummy is that they will do something, it may be brought to YouTube, but the behavior was done on a different platform, and then they will apologize or issue an apology, which most of the time it's not really an apology. It's typically a litany of excuses, and they blame it on other people or their followers on why they perceived whatever the action was, that the viewer viewed it in an incorrect way, that they didn't mean it that way, which is, if you're putting yourself out on social media just like I am right now, I know I am putting myself for critique and criticism, and I am totally okay with that. And that's something that these bigger YouTubers, I think, lose touch of as they grow. They kind of put themselves in this bubble and think, well, I'm doing so well, I have all this money, I have all these followers, they can't do anything to me. I'm just going to delete the comment, nobody saw it, and move on. Well, it is the state of the internet. There's screenshots, there's screen recordings, so a lot of stuff actually ends up archived by another viewer, and it is then later brought to light, and they provide these apologies on a social media platform that the behavior may not have even occurred on, or on a platform that they know they have smaller viewers on or followers on, so that their largest platform is unaware. You see what I'm saying there? It really bothers me that people do that, because it just, or not people, but that these larger influencers are portraying behaviors like that, because they are fooling their followers, and it's not genuine. And I know personally, I don't want to support or watch anybody who's not somewhat genuine. Of course, everybody has the right to show only what they want to, and I get that, and I agree with that. Not everybody should be having to put everything online, But it bothers me when they are portraying that they're putting everything online, and then when something bad happens, that's their scapegoat. Well, you don't know me behind the scenes. Well, you're choosing to show your life on camera and you're portraying it to be a certain way. You know, we're gonna make opinions. Everybody makes opinions. Everybody, unfortunately, judges to some degree. I don't know. I don't know really how to put into words how I feel about everything. I'm really saddened by what is occurring with Jenna Marbles. She really showed what a response should be when you do have a problematic past, whether it's in the past or current, how you should handle the situation and how you should take accountability. I don't really agree that she is cutting herself off of YouTube, but I understand where she's coming from. And I think if more people who were showing and displaying these problematic behaviors would address it in the way she did, we wouldn't have the state of cancel culture that we have today. And that's going to perpetuate because people want larger influencers, when they do something bad, to be accountable like Jenna was. And when they don't get what they want, the apology and the accountability, they feel it has to be pushed on them. At least that's, as a viewer, how I have seen it and how I am perceiving it to take place. There are YouTubers and channels out there which do call to be canceled, and I agree with that statement, but I don't encourage people to be on that hate train, because eventually these people who are problematic, who do need to be canceled, end up canceling themselves in the long run, because they just can't help themselves but to continue their poor patterns of behavior, and eventually people are going to get sick of it and they stop watching, or they start calling them out, they stop supporting them to the extent that they were. I mean, it's an ongoing thing. Everything is changing. Everybody's lives are constantly changing. So I don't know if any of this made any sense whatsoever. I hope in some way my thoughts were able to be, I hope I articulated my thoughts in a way which are understandable. I don't know if I did. It's just frustrating to me, and I know I jumped around a lot, but it's just really frustrating to me that people who do have bigger platforms, such as Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson, and with everything going on with them, how I feel guilty that and I shouldn't feel guilty as a viewer, but I do feel guilty that I maybe had contributed to supporting them when they were acting in ways I don't approve of, that my morals and my values don't align with. And I personally, as a viewer, do not subscribe to people who I don't feel that I have some kind of similar value or morals with, because I want to surround myself with good content and people who are genuine and transparent. I don't want to surround myself or watch stuff that is being fake or pushed on me, or they're lying about stuff. And I think it really only comes down to the channels who aren't portraying themselves to be a quote-unquote character. Everybody has a YouTube personality, and I don't mean to get the two confused. There are channels who focus on totally shutting the door on who they really are and just having this character. That I see as different, and this probably doesn't make any sense, but having a YouTube personality is just enhancing who you are already, or pulling the better qualities of yourself to make yourself easier for people to watch. I know I don't have a personality for YouTube. If anything, I'm more quiet and shy than what I am in real life. And that's just because I'm getting used to talking to a camera. It's a little weird. I'm still getting used to that. And I'm sure as I continue and I have practice, more of my actual personality will shine through. And I hope that that happens. I hope I can build a good community here where we feel comfortable enough to talk about things and answer people's questions, especially on my more serious playlist that I have going about my personal childhood and growing up. It's hard to be vulnerable on here, and I get that. But having some kind of realness to your channel, I think only helps people in the long run. Alright guys, I really don't know what else to try and provide to make my points clear. If you want to, you can let me know if it was totally confusing and made no sense down below. I just realized one of the dogs got up, so if you could see them walking around back behind me, I apologize if that was a distraction. Anyways, I am going to go for the day. I hope you guys are having a good day, night, weekend, wherever you are in the world. And if you are interested, I will have my next part of my adoption story up tomorrow. All right, guys, bye.